Good morning and welcome to the DFS Army YouTube channel. I'm Razzle11 and you can find me on X at Razzle11Grinds. Go ahead and take a look at the pitching for today, the 5th of May. It is Monday. We do have an 8-game main slate ahead of us. I will be focusing on DraftKings as that is where a majority of my action is. If you do play on FanDuel, I would cut my pool into a half as you don't have to be as creative. Pricing isn't quite as tight. It allows you to get the stacks you want with an upper tier-ish pitcher. This is a first look at the pitching options. I do try to go more in depth for the members at DFS Army as the day goes on. But let's just jump right into this 8-gamer. Weather-wise, maybe some slight risk in New York. I kind of wish it was just a 10-gamer. The first 2 games just start 20 and 25 minutes before the Yankee game does. But I guess I'm not in charge of contests, so we just roll with what we have. Just that slight weather concern in New York. No real winds to worry about. Some slight winds blowing in. 60 and winds blowing in Chicago. I think the sportsbooks think that weather might have something to do with the outcome tonight because that game's sitting with a total of 7.5 with juice on the under. Even though it's Matthew Boyd versus Landon Roop. So maybe there might be a little more weather in Chicago than we're initially looking at here. Something we'll want to pay attention to. If the winds are strong, it certainly helps us. We do have our ownership projections, our initial ones up right now. Pitching-wise, you see Cole Reagan's nearly 50%. Boyd, Rodon, one of my favorite pitchers in Pivetta, is 5th on this list at initial. That's intriguing. But let's just jump right in. First matchup, Pivetta and Rodon, the best pitching matchup on the slate. Game total in New York of just 7.5. Both pitchers with K-props of 5.5. Pivetta's juice is on the over. Pivetta is always a guy that I play. He just has a ton of K upside and ability. He's really toned down the home run issues. Just 2 of them allowed so far this year. Obviously, these teams aren't the New York Yankees, but he has faced the Cubs, who have been the highest scoring offense in baseball, I believe. Faced them twice, has allowed 4 runs in 9 innings against them. I'm a Pivetta fan, so obviously seeing his ownership projection being, 16%, really intrigues me. Somebody that I will plan to be probably pretty heavy on when all said and done. Carlos Rodon, the Yankees are actually favored. They're minus 142 favorites. Neither pitcher has a win prop yet, so we'll be paying attention to that. Rodon, over the last 3 starts, has been phenomenal. 5 straight starts with 7+ strikeouts. 7+ in 6 of his 7 starts. He's actually been just really strong. There is some volatility because Carlos Rodon is just a volatile guy. Home runs can pop up. Walks definitely can be an issue, as we see. But the overall Padres lineup, kind of weaker. Missing Jackson Merrill makes a huge difference. Lengthens that lineup out quite a bit. And being left-handed, obviously, Arise is solid against anybody. But a left-handed pitcher against him, probably better. They won't have Gavin Sheets. I was going to say Ben Sheets. That's aging myself there. Gavin Sheets shouldn't be in the lineup against him in a left-on-left, which definitely helps Rodon in that scenario. Probably means he's going to see like Lockbridge and Oscar Gonzalez. It might even see 2 catchers in the lineup again. I think they've been using Capisano at DH against left-handed pitchers now the last handful of days. So I do think the overall San Diego lineup is weak enough to where Rodon's probably a really strong option. And obviously we see him as the 3rd highest owned projected as of right now. Cincinnati, Atlanta. Brady Singer's been pretty solid. A couple hiccups, but he's had a couple really strong starts. I'm interested enough. His K-prop's 4.5 with juice on the over. He's a slight underdog, but he's plus 155 during the W, while AJ Smith-Shawver is plus 270. even though he's favored. So that kind of stands out to me. I think Singer's in play. He's not somebody that I'm in love with. We're showing less than 9% ownership. Just over 9% on Smith-Shawver. Not a guy that I really wanted to play, but he's trending in the right direction. And Cincinnati, even though they're a dangerous offense, there's strikeouts to be had in that lineup. Not a huge fan of him going just 5 1/3 with just 59 pitches in his last start. It was in Coors. They were winning, I think, at the time. I mean, he got the win. It's just weird, that he could come out that quickly, averaging basically 11 pitches per inning. With that said, that was his first start back. It was in the 90s, the last start prior to that. So maybe he's just going to be eased back, and maybe that is a concern for us. Maybe he only sees 70 to 75 pitches. I'm not really sure. We'll have to pay attention to see if any news pops up as the day goes on. Next game, the Wrigley game. Boyd and Raup. Boyd has been steady. Really just one strong performance or solid performance this year. Wasn't even super strong. But he's obviously carrying a lot of projected ownership initially. Certainly going to be in play against San Francisco, especially if it's going to be cooler and windier in Wrigley. Looking at the props, the Cubs are minus 155 favorites. Like I did mention, game total 7.5 with juice on the under. Boyd's plus 140 to earn the W, which, as of now, with what's out there, is the best. But that's only because Cole Ragans doesn't have a win prop yet. Whenever that shows up, Reagan should easily have the top win prop on the slate. K-prop of 5.5 with juice on the over for Boyd, which is really intriguing. I wasn't expecting to see that number. It is tied for the second best number on the slate with Pivetta, even ahead of Rodon. Very intriguing. Raup, has shown upside. Was dominant in this Angels game, but that was a stretch where the Angels struck out a bunch in that series with San Francisco. He's kind of come back down to earth the last couple. We know the Cubs' most dangerous offense right now in baseball. Probably not going to get to Raup, but he's in play because of the low game total. But that plus 290 to earn the W is kind of extreme. K-prop 4.5 with juice on the over. That's going to put him somewhere in the middle of the pack on this particular slate. Maybe the upper half, but might be in play, but I don't want to go there unless I have to. Cole Ragans making his return. Missed one start from a groin issue. Is a couple rough starts in a row for him. Taking on the White Sox, which we view as, the weakest or second weakest offense in baseball. They just did some damage against Houston pitching. And by damage, I mean they just outperformed what we were expecting. 6.5 on the K-prop with juice on the over. Minus 245 favorites. Game total just 8 with juice on the under. Reagan's obviously the number one guy, as we saw with ownership projections, nearly 50%. Shane Smith just at 2%. I don't know why Luis Garcia is showing. Interesting. We know that Kansas City doesn't strike out a whole lot, but I think there's going to be people that go to them just based off the fact that they hit a bunch of home runs yesterday. So it's very intriguing for me to go back to a spot where people are going to be on an offense where they just weren't hitting home runs at all this season. So the wind is blowing in Kansas City, making that ballpark even bigger. I just don't like the fact that they haven't let Shane Smith go beyond 83 pitches so far. He's basically stuck in that number. He's shown some upside. Really impressive performances against a couple of tough divisional teams in Minnesota and Cleveland. So that's very intriguing to me. So to be honest, I am intrigued enough by Shane Smith. The one issue here is his prop numbers. 3.5 Ks with juice on the under and plus 340 to earn the W. Those those are kind of extreme numbers that might lead him to not make the pool, but I kind of want to go to him just based on what Kansas City did yesterday. Blanco and Myers. The overall Brewers offense has kind of struggled over the last 10 days or so. So it's going to put Blanco in play. His K-Prop's 5.5 with juice on the under. Plus 215 to earn the W. He's a slight underdog. Milwaukee are minus 115 favorites. But his overall numbers are intriguing enough. I'm not sure what to do with Tobias Myers. He just pitched in relief, obviously just 11 pitches. His 2 starts have not gone well, and that was one came against a weak White Sox squad. Probably going to have to pass on Myers, but at some point he's going to have a solid performance. I just don't think I want to play him at, 18.5% ownership with the way that he's been pitching. It might just be a pass spot for me. I'm not interested in pitching in Pitt and St. Louis. I have no real interest in playing Miles Mikolas or Ladzinski at this point. Probably going to end up passing on pitching in this game. But Griffin Canning is intriguing just because he's thrown the ball so well so far this season. Obviously, I love the Arizona bats against right-handed pitching. But if I remember correctly, Griffin Canning in his major league career has been more reverse splits. And if that's the case, I think he gets a boost slightly in this matchup. So I did write him down. His K-Prop's just 4.5 with juice on the under. He is plus 180 to earn the W, but that game total in this game is 9.5 with juice on the under. That's actually the highest total on the slate, I believe. I didn't look at the St. Louis-Pittsburgh game, but I imagine their total is not the same. Last game on the slate, Bryce Miller, Luis Severino. 2 solid pitchers taking on each other in a ballpark that could have some offense. Miller has 1 start against the A's this season. Was solid enough, but not spectacular by any means. He's been really good the 2 out of his last 3 starts, but these walk issues are worrisome. Big innings happen. His K-Prop's just 4.5. It's a pick 'em at that number. Plus 190 to earn the W. The matchup itself is a pick 'em, both teams. Game total of 9 with juice on the under. I think Miller probably is more intriguing than Severino. Severino might be slightly more reliable. The issue is Seattle's been arguably the hottest offense over the last couple weeks, and I believe they are up to number 1 in team OPS on the road, which is obviously where they are playing this evening. Severino's K-Prop's at 4.5 with juice on the over. He's plus 185 to earn the W, so slightly better than Bryce Miller. Looking at the weather in that, we saw that it was going to be in the 80s. Blowing across the field, I'm going to hope to get a better, more accurate description of that wind as the day goes on. Because if there's any indication that it might be blowing slightly out to right field, that'd be intriguing. Or if it's going to be blowing slightly in from left as it blows across, then that'll change a few things as well. But there we have it. There's our first look at pitching on the slate. We were able to eliminate a few names, and now we have a couple names that we want to dig into more. And we're obviously going to want to pay attention to some of these ownership projections as they update throughout the day. But if you enjoy what I bring to you, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, turn the notification bell on, get the alert anytime we drop videos here at DFS Army. If you want to join us, get access to our coaches, tools, sheets, Discord, etc., I will put links in the description below. You can use promo code RAZ, that's R-A-Z, for 10% off monthly. And as always, best of luck, everybody.